What is up, everyone? I'm the one and the only Jack Slater, the main man, the man with a plan. And yeah, we're coming back with Tank Girl number 2, Skidmarks. Yeah, and you thought the race was crazy before. You better buckle in and prepare for one hell of a bucking ride. Yeah, because it's off the chain. And just so you know, this isn't a channel for children. So if you're watching this right now, you better slap yourself and call your mama. But anyways, Tank Girl's all messed up. She's sleeping. Basically, she's been blown up. She's lost her tank, and she's waking up. She doesn't know where she is, and she's watching this show called The Pervert Tears. This is going to come into play later. That's why I'm bringing it up. She wakes up in this beautiful area. Peacocks, fancy bridge, all the Mr. Miyagi shit that you could think of, and of course, some scary, pale British guy that we're just going to call Mr. Jekyll. Mr. Jekyll welcomes her into the fold, decides, give her some toast, lets her know that she's been watching the race, calling it completely lame. And that's when Tank Girl realizes that her friend, Barney, is in trouble. And Barney is in a very, very expensive surgery. And that's the whole reason they're doing this watermelon race in the first place. She drops her piece of toast and realizes she has to get back on the road. And Dr. Jekyll knows how to help. Meanwhile, good old Boogie's just walking around, kind of coming out of the drug haze that he was in, and finds Jet Girl and Dee Dee. And of course, they give him a little sip of something to wake him up. And another car pulls up, and it's the Pervert Tears, just like I told you. And basically they're in debt because of their show, and they need a little free publicity. And they've been kind of searching around, but all they found was that little camera, but no tank. And of course, good old Jekyll kind of gets a Tank Girl in the car, and they take off. And of course, they're checking the pictures. There's a few things here and there, a few priceless gems. And then the face of a weirdo, someone that was hunting her down. And they don't know exactly who that is, but all they know is they have a race to finish, they have a friend to save, and they have people to blow up. And also, they need to find Tank Girl because she's lost somewhere out there. Now, those little men that kind of scared Tank Girl away, those are elves. Yep, elves. And they help Boogie, since he really doesn't have all the brain power because Tank Girl's the brains and he's sort of the brawn. They kind of joined him on this wacky race of death. Meanwhile, good old Jekyll there, and I do believe he might be the guy in the mask. He's kind of wearing down, he's fancy English, and then he has Tank Girl give him one of his little pep pills, and out comes Mr. Hyde, the nutcracker himself. Now his Tank Girl's friend is laying there all messed up, bleeding, broken. They're trying to save him by killing other people as Jet Girl destroys another car, and the tank comes rolling through as this death race continues at a fanatic pace. Yes. And you can just tell everything's going to hell, going back and forth. And I love how Jet Girl, she's kind of like Tank Girl's friend. She flies jets, surprise, surprise, instead of tanks. And she has an idea. In order for them to take the lead, she grabs her jetpack and takes off. Now, what's her plan? Well, she overshot the bus that she was looking for. But then she comes back in, rips something off the other van, and decides to charge right at the vintage double Dutch bus. Yup, Tank Girl ain't the only crazy one. And here we go. She tears a hole right through it, big enough for the car to just kind of wade its way through. And as they take the lead, jumping over the bus, knocking out the other car. Yep, the blood is flying on this watermelon run for all the money, all the cash, and all the credit. And of course, Jekyll's freaking out. He's coming upon the race, trying to get what he refers to as pole position. Now, Tank Girl's dealt with a lot of crazies, including the pervert in the last issue. So she knows what it means to take the pole position. That means grabbing a pole literally and beating the hell out of the driver. And she beats him bloody, ends up taking over the car. And of course, she gets right behind Jet Girl, and they don't realize it is Tank Girl. And they just go ahead and knock her off the road. Yeah, you heard me right. Her own bosom buddy knocks her off the road, and then she goes falling deep, deep into the chasm, wondering if she's going to survive, if she's going to live. And also realizing this ain't the first time that she's gotten her friend out of a jam before. She's been doing it most of her life. She's actually been doing it since high school, all the way back in the day, before the tank, before the watermelon run, before even Boogie. She had her buddy Barney. And now, just like this comic does, since it's nonsensical as hell, we're going to do a flashback all the way back into high school. Yep, you heard me. And basically, they're going on to explain that, like, during this school, there was kind of like two gangs that kind of fought each other, sort of, and Barney is new, the new girl, I suppose. Weird name, huh? Barney for a girl. Anyways, Tank Girl doesn't like cruelty to dumb animals. Even Egypts deserve a shot at life. And plus, those guys are just jerks anyway. She's been waiting for a shot to kick them in the nuts. So it's a win-win for Tank Girl. And like they're doing a little mock war, super soakers, swords, blah blah blah. They kind of tie Barney to the trolley, making Barney pull it like a little slave. When out of nowhere, someone gets stomach cramps. Yep, Tank Girl and her insidious plans. And she's been plotting and planning this. She comes out of nowhere and beats the living shit out of these guys. The living shit out of them. And then Barney's always been her friend since that. Sidekick. Robin, if you will. And just when she's about to strike down on her death, her life flashing before her eyes, Jet Girl comes and saves her. Lets her know what's going on. And plus, they've reached the West Coast. Yes, the final stretch of the race. Who's going to win? We'll find out, won't we? In this wacky death race of destruction, there can be only one victor in the watermelon race. Who will it be? We'll find out the next time, and I'll catch you on the flip side.